Hey everyone, Igor here with Velo Orange. Last week we released the Growtac Equal Control Levers, and you all had a bunch of questions. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video about what they are, how they work, and some tips and tricks along the way. So let's get to it. So the Growtac Equal Control Levers are a made in Japan, friction integrated brake and shifter, also known as a brifter. Brake, shifter, brifter. Get it? So they use a stepless, quiet cable pull. There isn't any ratcheting or indexing. And because it's friction, these shifters will work with pretty much any derailleur setup under the sun. But you definitely want to do your research to make sure that your whole drivetrain is going to work together, because some combinations may not agree with each other. So this paddle on the outside increases cable tension. This is your brake. And this thumb button decreases cable tension. And the left and the right are mirrors of each other. So both of these decrease cable tension, and both of these increase cable tension. And the bodies are made from a proprietary composite material that is very lightweight, strong, and has very low thermal conductivity. So when you're cycling in those cold months, your little fingers don't get cold. So here's the setup we're going to be working with today. Uses a VO triple crankset, I want to say 9-speed Sora front derailleur, 9-speed chain, a vintage Shimano Dior DX rear derailleur, and a 9-speed 1132 cassette. All right, so now that we've gone over exactly what they are and how they work, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these FAQs that you all have had. First is, do they work with a triple crankset? Yes, I just showed you. They work with a triple crankset and they'll work with a double. Will they work with mountain rear derailleurs? Good question. So, yes, they will. In order to get them to work with mountain rear derailleurs, Grotac has included a bunch of these. Let's see if we can get it to focus. These are kind of barrel guys, and underneath of the, or inside of the shifter, that basically is where the shift cable attaches to. And depending if you make it smaller or bigger, it can shift road or mountain rear derailleurs, because mountain requires more cable pull. These are included with each right shifter kit. To take it apart, you have to take off the cover, and then there's instructions on how to take it apart and replace the barrels. They come from the factory with road pull, basically. So any sort of road front derailleur or vintage derailleur will be road pull. So when I visited Grotac's factory last month, they are working on an indexing plate. They're still testing things to make sure it all works, but when they become available, we will have them. Cables and housing. It does not come with cables and housing. We've been using either Jaguar or Shimano, whatever we have in the shop. It works really well. Quick tip is, even though the instructions tell you to put the shifter on the handlebars and then install the cables, I have found it a lot easier to do it with the shifter off of the bike, just on the bench or on the desk. Then you have the shifter, then you have the shift cable and the brake cable installed, and then you can mount it on the handlebar very easily. Brake levers. Yes, we have brake levers available. So if you're running like a 1x, or if you are running a single speed, you can buy just the brake lever. I have always been a very big stickler for brake lever shape and size, and a hood position relative to the ramp of the drop bar, and these are great. They're not too big, not too small. They have a nice width to them, very classic shape. I really like them. I have them on a rando prototype, and they are fantastic. They're super comfortable, have a really nice transition from the ramp to the hood, and been very pleased with them. So what is the pull ratio for the brake lever? These use a short pull brake actuation. So that's like your side pull road calipers, your mini V's, your road disc brakes, your cantilever brakes. Some people want to use these levers for long pull applications like V brakes. These are not going to work with those. They just don't pull enough cable. But Problem Solvers makes a little speeder upper doodad, which is called a travel agent, which basically there's a little wheel and it spins. And so you can basically actuate a V brake with a brifter or a road brake lever. Any other install tips? Take your time with these. Especially if you're changing the barrel, make sure you have a nice clean bench or a desk. And so you can kind of lay things out and make sure that they all go back together the same way. That's pretty much it. I've been very, very pleased with them. I'm really enjoying all the different ways that I've set them up, and I can't wait to see how everybody sets up theirs. So yeah. So if you're trying to simplify your ride, pushing the limits of your drivetrains, just want to put some weird drivetrain together that's been sitting in your parts hoard for the past few years, these shifters are a great option. So if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email, give us a call, and as always, happy riding.